Davis, welcome to the first episode, 2022, Cut to the Chase. Here we are, excited. It's going to be a good year, challenging, but that's why the best agents do better when the market is tougher, isn't it?
Always. It's what we say, there's always a flight towards quality. And we saw that at the end of last year, Diego. Success rates under the hammer were in the 90s, and all of a sudden they dropped to the 30s and the 40s. And the market, we've said it before, moves faster than people. So yes, 2022, the early indication is market still really good, but there are some headwinds, and you've got to be good at your job, that's for sure. And you're seeing that little plight of PBNs and deadline sale starting to sneak back in.
And you know what's happening with those? Because I've got a few of those as well, because the vendors, they're adamant, and sometime, you'll sign the listing because that's what they want. And
correct.
You know what happened 2 weeks after they got the offer coming in? It's fallen, and it's fallen because of this. And I had about 4 offers falling this week, and it's just part of the market. So why would you not go cash first, right? Why would you not go cash first?
Correct, because the good savvy buyers are still getting their money sorted before they go to the market, because the best properties tend to go to auction. And then I have some of my beautiful friends and colleagues that go, but we're missing out on the conditional buyers. And I say, yes, I don't want to put our vendors through that if I don't have to.
That's
if
right.
they haven't got their ducks lined up and they're not motivated to buy quality property, in the first instance, we don't want to deal with those people.
The conditional
that may or may not ever go through with a transaction.
And those conditional buys are still there if the auction passes in. You have the bite of the cherry the second time around without having to release, without having to spend more money. The auction passes in, and then we'll deal with those conditional buys that they're lingering. So why not having the best of both worlds?
Absolutely. You want to know, is the cash there in the first instance? And if it is, great. And if not, no problem. It's funny, like it's 2,000 years old. But the sales prevention officers, they go with the trend and the flows. They let the market dictate to them what they're going to do. You cannot argue with the process.
You're not talking about those old dinosaurs, are you? Hey, look, at the end of the day, it's the reason why I still do mostly auction. Like last year, was 99% was auction. Now maybe I'm signing 95% auction, and there's a few. You can't argue with some vendors. But the reason why I still do it is because it works. It simply works. And there's no point. There's no point, because it's not about the market at the moment. It's about the finance. That's what's dictating the market changing, because the market is still strong. It's just some buyers can't get the money, or they're struggling to get as much money and all of that. But this will soon change, and people will readapt. But cash is always king. Any wise words that you've sort of come up over the Christmas period?
Plenty of wise words, but it's an old saying that says market value through price reductions is not the way to go. Are you going to spend time coming down through the market, down through the market with those love letters, those conditional offers? It's just not the way to go. But I love it though, right? You treat everyone the same by treating them differently. And if someone, you auction vendors before you auction properties. And if vendors don't understand or they don't agree with the process, that's okay. If they want to go down another course of action, it's okay, right? We'll still get them sold, but there just may be a little bit more drama involved.
And what about people that says, hey, shall I sell now or shall I sell in 3 months? Because I've got a couple of words that I normally use, but what would you say to those agents that will get asked that question on a regular basis?
Do you own a crystal ball?
That's right. Nobody does.
Diego, you do not. So the best time to sell was always yesterday. 50% of my predictions in 16 years of real estate come true. Everyone's guessing. Foresight's the key. Looking back is a piece of cake. So all I say, if you've got a genuine intention to sell right now, great, but do not try and predict the market.
And here is what I've been saying. And I'm like you, I'm mostly wrong than right. But I've been saying to people, hey, look, today's price in 6 months' time is going to be way better than what will be at that time. And again, I could be wrong, but hey, it is what it is. Now, Davis, we have got...
around that, Diego, what may seem like a disappointing price today, in the future, you may be relieved that you sold it 4 weeks ago, or words to that effect.
That's right. And Davis, we've got a few questions from some of our listeners, believe it or not. Some people listen, not only my mother does. So I thought maybe next week we are just going to answer those questions, because I've been saving them over the last few weeks and months. So I think it's that time. The next episode is a Q&A. If you got more questions, fire them through to the legend, the master, the myth himself, Aaron Davis, or flick them off to me, and we'll be sure that next week we'll answer your questions. Does that sound like a plan to you, Mr. Nick?
Sounds beautiful. You've always got to keep on changing your words to change your business.
Beautiful. Have a lovely day. See you next week.
Always a pleasure, never a chore.